This is the first official podcast of Over Coffee Creations.
Maybe unofficial, though.
Unofficially. Officially, it's the unofficial one, but in this one,
unofficial.
It's probably Rodney TH's last one because he's already abandoning us. We're in our first one, and he's leaving forever, never to be seen again.
Yep.
So anyone who goes back is going to be like, who's this guy they're talking about in the first episode? Like, no, he left us. He abandoned us.
Yeah, we switched out voice actors completely.
I'll
It's
be
just
there. I'll just be like in the background. And
we're gonna get a completely different voice for the character he's playing.
So y'all are replacing me. Y'all are talking about
No. We had this conversation earlier, and you're like, I'm going to go find a new group and name.
Well,
and they're going to look like you and talk like you and probably smell like you. I'm going to call them your names, but they're not you. And you told us that. You do that. You don't tell us. You just do it.
No, I said that I'll probably find another writing group. I didn't say that I was going to stop doing it.
You say, the words you say to people you're leaving are, I will never be able to replace you. Not, I'm probably going to find better. Like, let's just face it. I deserve better. It's not me. It's this state and you. I'm going to Maine.
Well, honestly, there's not much in Maine.
They have lobster.
Lobster sounds good, but yeah, lobster's
Honestly,
a lot of. Like, I love crab and shellfish and all that shit, but like, that's a lot of work for a little bit.
Lobster is not good. Food dipped in butter is good. People confuse lobster. It's just you're dipping your food in butter. Of course it's going to be delicious. You dip any food in butter, you're going to like it. Shellfish, lobster. All right, so let's bring up some of our topics here. This is very impromptu. We have no idea what we're doing. The first thing is legal swords in Texas. And my thing is, I didn't know they already weren't legal.
Dude. Yeah, no, they definitely were not legal. How many people did you see in the street just like walking with a sword?
I've probably seen them before. That's why I think they're illegal. Why would swords be illegal but guns aren't? Like, you're only deadly with a sword within 5 feet.
I think that's the reason why they legalized it. Because it's open carry now.
Oh.
Like, this was like shortly after open carry of firearms.
That's like legalizing weed because like oxycodone's legal, so I might as well get weed. I mean, it's not that bad.
Well, they might as well do that too.
Okay, that wasn't the point I should have made. Then I realized that I took a bad position there.
Okay.
But yeah, so legal swords. Why weren't they already legal? I don't really understand that.
Because people are dangerous. Swords.
Yeah,
swords.
But
This could mean dueling in the streets.
with a gun, it's a little bit harder to hurt yourself, you know? With a sword, you turn the wrong way, there goes half your leg. So, like, people are going to be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't carry a sword where I'm going.
That's why you keep them in a sheath.
Oh, yeah, everyone's going to have a sheath. I bet you someone's going to, like, put it through their belt loop. Like, they're going to be drunk going to the store. Like, let me put this, and they're going to, like, stab through their leg or something.
We're going to call this Sword Art Off Limits.
This is Sword Art Offline.
No. Please, it's already a thing.
We're past the swords then. Let's go to Grimgar. We're trying to abridge a series called Grimgar.
Oh, should we do formal introductions first?
Oh, shit, I forgot. Okay, yeah. No.
God.
You go ahead then.
Okay. I am Jeff Sterling, a.k.a. NerdMiGerd, and currently I am the makeshift editor and also the voice of Haru.
All right. Let's have our guy who's leaving us forever and will probably never be in another podcast go real quick.
I am Rodney TH. What am I supposed to say about myself? I'm a writer.
Who do you play?
You've been doing a lot of the sound, the voices.
I've been doing like a lot of the voice editing.
All right.
And play. What?
Who do you play in the series?
Yeah,
God.
Okay. I play Ronso.
All right. Can you give us a...
Yeah.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, motherfucker!
That is all you need to know about his character. The entire thing is all wrapped up right there.
I've been typecasted.
Yeah, if we ever do another series, you're just going to be the Vegeta type character of that series. That's who you are. Yeah. All right, my name is Ryan TM. I am the guy you blame for the terrible writing. And what else do I do? Mostly I bother these two about how they're not done yet. Why aren't you done yet? You should hurry up. You know. But yeah, that's kind of all I do. And I play the voice of Monato, the sociopathic monster, it's really easy for me to get in that role because it's so close to who I am as a person. It's not really fair. And I play Mogu, who is just chronically just destroyed emotionally, mentally. He's not.
He's
in this version, Monato is going to be a cultist.
Yeah. And he is tired, and I think that's how I identify with the character. I'm like, what if I were tired? Wait, I am tired. Let me just talk. This will be me.
And that's Mogu.
Yeah. All right. So we've already talked about Rodney leaving us forever and ever and abandoning us and how sad we are. and he's going to replace us. And that I have that slotted here to fill about 3/4 of our broadcast here. So, do you want to go further into that? Do you want to expand on this?
Sure, I'm down.
Okay. Yeah, Maine sucks. Maine is terrible.
I mean, there looks like there's quite a few lighthouses.
Yeah.
And it's cold. I like the cold.
You know why they need lighthouses? It's because there's no other houses for light. They try and put all of it in one place. They're like, no one lives here, so we're just going to put a light to make it seem like people live here. It's like the North Korea for a town. Like they're putting up these mock fake towns. Like
I think the biggest city, like their full population is, I think it was like 1/3 of the actual like population of the state is all in one big city, and that city is half the size of Austin.
And I bet you none of them are happy. None of them. They're all just miserable in Maine, waiting for the rain to come, ice fishing. I have no idea about this state, but I'm just going to make all kinds of generalizations. Anyone on Maine, if you're from Maine, if you're reading this, don't correct me. I like having this idea. It makes me feel better.
Ice fishing?
Yeah, ice fishing. Okay, so I think we're starting to wind down here. I feel like this was 5 minutes at least.
Well, I still got time.
Oh, you still got time? Oh, yes, she's not leaving us
coming
yet.
here.
Oh, man. So you're leaving us for... I don't feel as bad now if you're leaving us for a girl. That makes more sense to me.
Well, for the night, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
She's a homie.
So we're going to have to edit down some of these parts in the middle. I kind of lull. When both of y'all are really looking down.
I really should have kept time of this. Oh, well.
You're not keeping time?
I forgot to. I'll do it right now. So it's currently 7:10, and we'll keep that as a reference.
See, that's pretty close to what I think we should do. Like, maybe we need to have real topics instead of just whatever the fuck I just did.
Swords.
So we did swords.
Gun swords!
We did do swords. Do you want to go more into swords?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it. Sword up.
Okay.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Oh, we're still recording? You didn't tell me that.
I just told you.
Okay, so gun swords are kind of played out in Final Fantasy, but I feel like you'd need way too many permits to do both at the same time.
Well, I think you just need an open carry permit, or actually, you don't even need a permit for open carry of swords.
Are we talking about a sword that shoots things or a gun that shoots swords?
No, no. That last one was stupid. Can we take that off the podcast? I don't want people to think we said that. I'm kidding. That was cool. That was
you brought a
semi-automatic seppuku.
You brought a gun to a sword fight? No, I brought a sword gun to a sword fight.
I brought a gun sword to a sword gun fight. Okay, so gun swords are Final Fantasy, but sword guns are this nightmare we just made. So that's the difference between the two.
Wouldn't that be just like a bow and arrow?
How about a gun that shoots smaller guns?
No, you're just giving guns to your enemy. You're like, hey, use these to shoot at me.
It's how support classes work.
But those guns shoot swords. So it shoots guns that shoot swords.
So it's a gun sword gun. No, it's a gun sword gun.
It's a It's a gun.
No, it's a sword gun gun.
It's a
sword gun, which sounds like the name of a Gundam, and that's just what it sounds.
That's gonna be our next Gundam Abridged title.
By the way,
gun.
We might just stop this and start producing sword gun guns. I feel like that's a much more profitable way to go than this podcast we're trying.
Dude, would you try and blacksmith your own sword?
Only if it was shot out of guns. That would be...
Would you try blacksmithing your own sword?
Give me a gun, I can stick it in there, we'll be good.
No, I would, but I just wouldn't trust it past the first swing. Because I feel like something I made is going to hit once and then be broken. And then I'm going to have to try and convince this guy, like, hey, I wasn't serious.
It was called
it was a trick sword.
Shit.
It was supposed to break the first swing. This has all been a joke.
It's like one of those guns that shoot out little flags that say boom.
Yeah, or just like confetti, whatever you got to do there.
Instead, it just breaks.
I forged this sword out of peanut brittle.
I just imagine this scenario where, like, a guy's getting robbed, and he steals the gun away from the guy that's robbing him, and he tries to shoot it, and, like, confetti comes out. And how pissed do you think he would be that he almost got robbed by
Isn't
confetti?
that kind of how the season finale to Red vs. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like that.
That was entirely stolen. I was hoping you wouldn't point that out.
Okay.
You also seen Misfits?
No.
No, because there is this one, season finale where basically one of the main characters, So like this chick with this power to brainwash people brainwashes all of his friends and everybody, and he just spray paints a water gun, and he basically takes this woman up to the roof, like threatening her with this gun, and like there's all this commotion, and then he just squirts her with it. She gets like super pissed and like, you threatened me with a fucking water pistol, and then an invisible person pushes her off the roof, and she gets impaled.
What?
Okay. And then the main character also gets impaled too.
So anyone listening to this, sorry for spoiling that. But on the flip side, no, just sorry. That's all I got. I have nothing else.
No, if you haven't watched it,
we spared you the
show's been over for a few years now.
Okay. But no, that gun could still be filled with like acid or something.
This guy ain't gonna get acid from anywhere.
I don't know this guy. I don't know his life.
What, did you try to put her on like a drug trip or something? He
No,
says where it's acid.
You could know like acid or LSD. I get that. That could have been a thing. But no, to get enough water that's really expensive. That's just not even feasible economically. Not especially not the times we live now. You can't spare that much acid.
Water costs too much.
Yeah.
Just stick it in her mouth, like pretend you're gonna blow her brains out, but then all of a sudden, ooh, nice drink.
You do regular water, but from Flint. So you're like, this might not hurt you now, but 10 years from now, your IQ is going to drop at least 20 points.
Oh God.
And then I'll outsmart you.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Now
go.
your shirt's stained.
Yeah. You're never going to
Here, drink the Kool-Aid.
You're never going to be able to take the stain out of this.
How much did you like that shirt? Well, it's dead to you now. You can only wear it around the house and not when people come over either. Only
It's how cultists get when they're very aggressive. Like when they're just done with
They pour Kool-Aid.
They pour Kool-Aid into the gun, stick it in their mouth, threaten to kill them, and squirt it in there.
Or if it's the right kind of Kool-Aid, like cultist Kool-Aid.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll die anyway. It'll just be slightly offset.
If it's cultist Kool-Aid and you're using a gun, why have it Kool-Aid? Just make it the poison. The Kool-Aid part that would just confuse them before they die. They'd be like, is this Kool-Aid? Yeah, but guess what? It is also poison. Why?
Kool-Aid.
Is this wild cherry? That is oh my god, my brains.
God, we're joking about this, but like that whole thing
It's horrible.
is like just super messed
Yeah, everyone just keeps coming to Grimgar by the punch bowl.
Yeah, just by the punch bowl full. And yeah, spoilers for our show, by the way. So if you're listening to this before episode 1, you should keep listening, but turn the volume down so we get the view, and then come back later and watch it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think now we are starting to wind down to an end. We're gonna come up with some sort of outro thing. Did you pause it?
Da 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 da.
And it'd be like a thought of the day, maybe, or some sort of like,
or like that sound my coffee maker makes when it's done.
You're pointing at me like I know the sound your coffee maker makes.
It was making that when we were doing that video chat, and it went off, and you were like,
"Oh no,
what was that?
That sounded like your house was being attacked by Transformers. Like I thought Shia LaBeouf was gonna bust through your wall and start talking.
Huh.
It sounded.
We can have that. You definitely have that as a closing.
No, but like a
sound.
Thought of the day thing or something, like something to discuss in the comments. Like, do you believe that left-handed people are inherently smarter than right-handed people? It's just a question. Just a question. And no, I'm not left-handed. But
you say that as your hand, you're using your left.
Stop looking at my. I don't need fact checkers. This is not that official, okay? God. All right, so let's cut that out.
Sure.
By the way, I'm ambidextrous.
So you think you're just better than everybody?
I'm ambidextrous.
Like
Thank you very much.
How much time does it take to be ambidextrous? Like you could have done other things with that time, like learn to read Mandarin.
Are you born ambidextrous or?
I learned it.
I learned it.
I actually haven't practiced with my left hand in a while, so I may not be ambidextrous anymore.
I practice with my left hand every once in a while. Yeah, it feels like a strange.
No, it's like whenever the words come up on paper, it's like, is that actually mine? So it's not with my normal hand.
I tried writing by hand once, and everything I did went first person all of a sudden. Like it was possessed, and we started taking control, and I'm like, okay, that's not cool. I need to use a computer. Yeah, no joke.
Like, Rick and Morty's arm.
Like the arm that has its own story. Like it wasn't even me. It was something else that's like, this is what we're doing today. And I'm like, I have plans though. I have things I want to do.
Was it Morty's left arm or his right arm?
Left.
So I think also part of why I was really bummed that he was going was because, man, like that buff arm. You know, like,
the arm was
you could use that. Yeah, friend.
That was
He'd help
Well,
you
I
out with
mean,
something.
He helped that hand throughout, like, that hand's, like,
So then can the hand help him back?
In the second
Hello,
the hand
that-
got what I wanted, it disappeared. That's messed up.
And then the arm, like, I forgot what I was saying.
Words, and then I interrupted you.
Where are you applying it?
Huh?
Where are you
What were you
applying it?
talking about?
Employment.
Yes, employment. I am currently unemployed.
He was applying at Employment Inc. with a job that does office-y stuff.
Those are good jobs.
Yeah. He was selling stocks. Selling stocks.
Selling stogies.
Definitely not trying to cheat on his taxes. It's not what's going on here.
So tell us, Jeff, do you have experience in working food, serving, customer service, physical labor?
No.
No?
No.
Have you had a job before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, this will be fun.
This will be it.
Welcome to hating your life.
Yeah.
Okay. God, while we're doing this, I'm munching on a Reese's cup with Reese's Pieces inside of it.
Unless we are being sponsored. Just kidding.
Unless it is so goddamn weird.
What jobs have you had before besides
It's,
BP?
I've done construction where I did plumbing for a while, going to people's houses, doing service calls as a helper.
I think you were talking about
And then I did construction. Like, I worked on a high school before I was even in high school, So I was like a 13-year-old out there. Just somehow it's legal if you're a part of the family. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot of HVAC. Like, I worked in the sheet metal shop for a couple years, and I made spiral pipe and duct work, stuff like that. And then I got out. I was in the Army for 5 years, military police. And, I was in Afghanistan for a year, Korea. And Korea was much more fun, I'll tell you that. And I was in Fort Hood for a couple of years, and that is just... Like, you think Maine is terrible? Never go to Fort Hood. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to hate on Fort Hood that bad. It was okay. It was okay.
Where's Fort Hood again?
It's an hour north of Austin, hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. Was that where there was that big shooting?
Yeah, I was there for the second one, not the first one.
Jesus.
For the first one, I was in basic training, and our drill sergeants had us all circle up, and they said, bow your heads, we're going to do a prayer. And then they threw CS grenades, which are basically pepper spray. While we were all praying to God, I was trying to get emotional here for these victims, and next thing you know, I'm just choking on this gas, trying to run away. That was kind of fun.
Wait, who threw that?
Our drill sergeants.
What?
Yeah.
In the middle of
the middle of prayer time. Like, they thought this up, too. They're like, hey, guys, this is going to be, like, we're probably on video somewhere. And, but the second one, I was at Fort Hood, and I did the response for when Obama came down. I was the guy on the radio doing all the code words over things. Like, I had to read and say it off. And I got a AAM for that, Army Achievement Medal. So, but it was pretty terrible both times, actually. Pretty terrible. My partner, when I was at 410th, my partner in my team, I forgot her name. She had red hair. She's actually the one who shot the guy the second time. So she was on my team.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Props to her.
Yeah. She was mean, though. Kind of short, little trolley. Like she'd walk around in these high heels. But
short girls have the most attitude.
They do.
For some reason. It's like because they're short.
I don't know.
So we need to find a way to close this out.
Yeah. I was trying to do like a whole thought of the day, left hand, right hand. Y'all just took that and ran with it. Not sure what to do here.
Oh my god.
We could just be like, so this is, Ryan TM signing off, and we got Rodney TH. Say your thing. Did I just say your thing?
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo, motherfucker!
And do not be surprised when you never hear from him again, and we're going to be super sad over here. But I'm trying to guilt him as much as possible to get him to come back.
It hurts.
And here's our third guy.
Hi, I'm NerdMiGerd.
And
signing off.
All right. See y'all later.
Later.
Bye.
We're going to have to edit that down in a lot of places.